strong effort last time out. Mark made a good case for him. 4 goes in for second. That is Beer Palace. Was midfield on the fence. Held up briefly. No match for the winner in the end. Divas 12. He's got barrier 1 here for Luke Ferraris to navigate from. So should get a good run through. You'd think there from that sort of draw at Beer Palace. 12's in for third, and that is California Totality. It does interest me that the blinkers are going back on. They were taken off for whatever reason last time out, but a senior jockey is on board here this afternoon. California Totality with gate number 3. And then in for 4th is number 10. That is Joyful Prosperity for Zach Purton and Michael Chang. Barrier 13 for him. He had to come off heels on the turn at the 300 metres and ran on at Happy Valley over the 1650 behind Cordyceps one last time out. He's been in the market a few times now, this horse, and yet to deliver from his 11 starts. Zach Purton hasn't had a winner this season yet for Michael Chang from 11 opportunities. So 5, 4, 12 and 10, Nick.
Yeah, look, I've gone the 4, Beer Palace. That was a good run last time. He's improving with racing. Draws a nice gate here. And, Luke Ferraris is in form. Mark Newland's got his horses going well. So he'll do for me in this. Volcanic Spark in for second. He's certainly got form claims. Very lightly raced horse. He was good behind Voyage Samurai last time out. Put the 12 California Totality in. He's been racing well without winning, and I wouldn't think a win's too far away for him. There he is on screen. Brenton Abdullah will be on board for Tony Cruz, and Mr. Dapper at a bit of a price. I didn't think he was the worst of them in this as well. I know he was a beaten favourite, but he was a beaten favourite behind Special Hedge last time. He kept on well enough over the 18. They're bringing him back to a mile. He has won course and distance, and he's had a couple of trials since we last saw him. 4, 5, 12, 2, Jenny.
Hard to have a lot of confidence in my top selection here as far as the looks go, because he paraded really well, Royal Pride, but his form is terrible. Particularly here at Sha Tin, he's had 15 goes and yet to place. And his form this season has been terrible too. 11 starts and no placings on the board. So his only win was at Happy Valley over the 1650, but I thought he was walking out better. He looks really healthy. He looks fit. He was nice and casual in the parade. He does look good. So he goes on top as far as looks are concerned. From number 2, Mr. Dapper, who's also going out at pretty good odds here. He's been reasonably consistent, this horse. Gate 12 is awkward and the big weight, but he might just want it a little bit further as well. But he just looks really fit and well. The 4, Beer Palace, paraded well. He is quite a cheeky type of horse on occasion, so hopefully he keeps his cool down there behind the gates. And then I thought the 11, Starship 80, nice big, strong, scopy type of horse. He looked in pretty good shape too, coming off quite a nice trial as well. And he has been placed over the 1400, so 1600 might not be out of his reach here either. In order, I've gone 13, 2, 4 and 11.
We're about 90 seconds out from the 4th of the afternoon. Don't forget, straight after this, we are heading to Chukyo Racecourse in Japan for the Takamatsunomiya Kinnin. So after this race, there'll be no full replay. We'll be straight into the patrol and then off to Japan for that Group 1 contest where Victor, the winner, does battle for Derek Lung and Danny Shum over the 1,200 metres. What's the strategy here, Paul? Somewhat of a loose favourite, Beer Palace at 3 to 1.
Yeah, it's like it's a messy sort of speed map, this one, but he's in it, Beer Palace, along with Volcanic Spark. That's Mark's best of the afternoon. I'm going to throw in Celtic Tom's been so consistent this season without winning, with 6 placings from his 9 starts. So I just thought he could add a bit of value at double figures. I know a lot of people have gone off him, including you, Tom. He's at 10 to 1 currently.
Yes, 10 to 1 at the moment for Celtic Times. How was Mr. Dapper parading, Jenny, for his I guess, resuming run? He's had a little bit of a break. There's money coming from on a place line now, 3.5.
Yeah, I thought he paraded well. He looks fit. He's quite a tall horse, but he's got a bit of scope. He looked fit and well, and his behaviour was good too. So he made it in as the Quinella horse for me.
Okay, as they move up into the line here, Nick, Absolute Sunshine, any interest here? He's 35 to 1 at the moment. He was okay 2 starts ago, but then last time out over the 1800, I didn't finish it off.
No, quite. And he was beaten the 8 lengths, wasn't he? And look, he's got the informed rider, Lyle Hewitson, on board, of course, from a good draw. So that's going to be 2 ticks in the right boxes. But yeah, look, he needed a bit more for mine. I couldn't find a spot for him.
Moving up well here for the 4th of the afternoon. Triple Trio is underway here as well. Mark, Beer Palace is the favourite.
He's indeed. Tom, 4.8 and 1.8 about number 4, Beer Palace, as we wait for just Chateau Lapiche, who's now loaded, in Starship 80. A lot of Quinellas and QPs going through. Robot Fighter here, who's 125 and 18 on the win line. New favourite, the 12, California Totality's jumped into favouritism for the moment. And they're racing. at the 1600 metre mark, and Royal Pride began well, as did Robot Fighter. Mr. Dapper wider out, Beer Palace coming through to be in a good spot and right on the speed. Next is California Totality from Mirado, and then Celtic Times Absolute Sunshine, and after a good start, Mr. Dapper's drifted back to try and get in, but he's on a limb. Next is Looking Cool from Chateau La Piche and Volcanic Spark. About 2.5 lengths to CP1, Starship 80 and Joyful Prosperity. The leader is Beer Palace. He's out by a length over Robot Fighter with 1,000 to run. California Totality is third, the rail. And 2 lengths away, fourth is Royal Pride from Celtic Times. No luck from his draw, Mr. Dapper. And then came Absolute Sunshine. He's on the fence. Murado's the middle. Volcanic Spark can follow Mr. Dapper wider from Chateau La Piche, Looking Cool. Next then is Joyful Prosperity from CP1, and last between horses is Starship 80. 600 metres left to go, and Beer Palace is the leader. A length over California Totality. 3 wide and very hard-ridden Robot Fighter from Royal Pride. 2 lengths then to Celtic Times, and then came Mr. Dapper, but Beer Palace is the leader. 2 lengths California Totality. Then came Royal Pride, Celtic Times, and Absolute Sunshine and Mirado. Joyful Prosperity's wider out. Beer Palace passed by California Totality. He's gone clear by 3. Joyful Prosperity. Mirado runs on strongly. He's into second. And then came Royal Pride, but California Totality is the winner. California Totality beat Mirado, Joyful Prosperity and Starship 80. He ran on for 4th. Then came Royal Pride, Celtic Times, Mr. Dapper, Volcanic Spark, Chateau La Piche, Absolute Sunshine, CP1. Beer Palace got the wobbles and beat in Looking Cool and also Robot Fighter. Backed into favouritism, number 12, California Totality, Brenton Avdulla and Tony Cruz. Off at 3.4 and 1.3. And wins the race impressively. Mirado at 17 a place for Jerry Chow, second, and Joyful Prosperity. Another top 3 finish for him. He pays 2.2 for a place. But backed into favouritism, Tom, the money was right in a great spot the entire way. And Brenton Avdulla and Tony Cruz have taken the first leg of the Triple Trio.
Thank you, Mark. Triple Trio, 12, 1, and running into with third was 10, Joyful Prosperity. So you need those numbers on your ticket for the TT. 12, 1, 10, and 11. 134.28 the winner's time. Standard is 135, so they're certainly running some good times here today with that tailwind. Jockeys, this is number 1, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Every owner wants to win the Hong Kong Derby. You ask any owner and they say, get me a Derby horse. So everyone wants to win it, and it's up for grabs, and we'll know very soon who's going to be the winner this year.
Let's crack into the parade, and we'll start here with number 6, Chang Cheng Glory, the horse that is likely to go forward in this race. Jenny, William Buick rides for Francis Loy, and he's come up with barrier number 9.
Well, he absolutely flew out of the gates last time he stepped out, and he really put up a strong performance just to go down to Helios Express in a photo finish. So it was a good effort. He's still probably a little bit of a query over the 2,000 metres, but he looks as fit as he could possibly be. He's beautifully relaxed here as well, and he's walking out cleanly, so he looks good.
The favourite, Jenny's number 2, Helios Express, is on screen now. Hugh Bowman, barrier 13.
Yeah, I will need to duck and weave to get across to him, Helios Express. He's just done a fantastic job, having won the mile and the Classic Cup. So the question mark for this horse is whether or not Hugh's able to settle him. He pulled very hard in the Classic Cup, and he has to get an extra distance here today. So it's not going to be easy, but he has got the class factor. He looks beautifully prepared. I'm just getting glimpses of him, but I will get very close to him in a second. Nicely behaved, very alert, walking out well, and as fit as could possibly be. He looks really well.
Galaxy Patch, Jenny, 12 to 1 at the moment. This is the horse the owners paid up for the late entry fee to make it into the Derby today.
Yeah, look, he's one of these horses. He's a very angular type of horse. He doesn't have huge strength in those hindquarters, and I've described him before as a bit of a coat hanger look about him, because that's how he appears. But gosh, he's effective. He's off a rating of 103, and he's a very, very good racehorse. Now, the distance has to be a bit of a query, but the horse parades nicely. He's behaved himself well, and he looks as fit as he can be. I just want to check out how he's walking. Just bear with me 1 second. Little bit tense, but walking cleanly. No excess on him. He's just taken charge of his 2 handlers there, so he's keen.
Helene Feeling, the next one, getting in line now, and James McDonald, barrier 11.
Yeah, he's nicely behaved, very quiet and relaxed, one from the Danny Shumyard. A little bit of an overbite. He walks out nice and freely. Fit, healthy, strong, well put together horse, sensible. He does look good.
Okay, they've taken the blinkers off, wouldn't settle last time out. They were away from the fence with him early. Last time out, Helene Filling, James McDonald rides. His stablemate is Chill Chibi. He was dragged all the way back. He jumped well, but they dragged him back last time out. And there was only one horse quicker home in the straight than him last start, Jenny. That was Helios Express.
And he had a little bit of a break as well leading into that race. So he did a really good job. Finished off nicely. As I said, if they ride him a bit closer, might just take his finish off him. But he did run well, and the horse looks good. He's fit, he's healthy, he's well behaved. He's just nice and keen with his two handlers there in a good way. And nothing wrong with his fluency. He looks good.
That's Jerry Chow there on screen, the jockey of Chill Chibi, currently at 9.2 and 3.1. Has ensured he's currently the third favourite. We know the distance won't be a problem for him. Ryan Moore from barrier 12.
Yeah, look, there's not a great deal of this horse. He weighs in at 1,053 pounds. He's actually dropped another 16 pounds, but he's just really fit. He's always been a bit of a plain enough type. He's really healthy in his coat, and he does look like he's walking out nice and freely. Very relaxed here in the parade, just slightly warm in little patches, but he's good. So he's got to be left there with a chance.
Of course, Moore and Size teamed up in 2018 with the Ping Hai Star, and they team up here from barrier 12. The 4-year-old by Lemon Drop Kid. There is Ryan Moore. He's had success already this afternoon, and he is currently in the market at 6.2 and 1.8. We've seen Chang Cheng Glory, so down to Massive Sovereign here, Reggie, who is now the favourite at 3.4 and 1.7. Zach's only had one winner in this race, and that was Luger in 2015, but he couldn't have been more impressive on debut, this horse.
Yeah, he really took me, not by surprise, I've got to say. I thought he might have been in need of one run, but the manner in which he won the 2000 first up was just sensational. And he just looks like he's got a touch of class. He had good form prior to coming to Hong Kong. He's got a very nice nature. I love the way he settled last time, and he looks in great nick once again. He's just a well put together horse. Walks out really freely. He's nice and alert. He's beautifully behaved. He does look well.
That's the current favourite at the moment of the Hong Kong Derby, BMW Hong Kong Derby, Massive Sovereign, and there's his jockey, Zach Purden, and trainer, Dennis Yep. Number 8, Beauty Crescent, led last time. I don't think he'll lead this time. He stayed on for fifth in the Classic Cup. Alexi Bedell, barrier 5.
Yeah, this horse, he's only a small horse. He's only 1,058 pounds. He's dropped another 14 pounds. So he doesn't blow you away. He's a bit of a lightly framed type, and he's also probably a little bit of a query of getting over this 2,000 metres as well. But he could be there on the speed, and he might give you a bit of a sight for a while. He's okay. He's very fine-skinned. He's walking out casually, and he does look fit.
Of course, Alexi won it with the Voyage Bubble. On we go to a Speed Dragon, Lyle Hewitson, Francis Loy. Very unlucky, of course, Jenny, in the Classic mile. He was back and wide last start. How's he parading here, the 9?
Yeah, he's a nice horse, Speed Dragon. I don't want to dismiss him too lightly. He's beautifully behaved. He's sweating up a little bit behind, but most of them are just sweating up in little patches because it is such a warm day. He's free in his action. He's got good strength and a really good attitude. So I'll give him a rough chance.
And he's at 40 to 1 if you like him, 41, 7.5. Number 10, Unbelievable, came with some good form from Ireland before he got here. He's just had the 2 starts, did improve from start 1 to start 2. Harry Bentley from barrier 8.
Yeah, he covered a bit of ground. I thought he went really quite well considering. So this is only going to be his 3rd race start, and you know he will get the distance. The horse looks nice and relaxed here in the parade. He's got a bit of height. He's got a bit of body strength. He walks out freely. And fitness-wise, I don't think there's too much of an issue there either. Maybe just carries a little bit of condition, but that just might be him. So he's well, and I do like his relaxed attitude.
I don't think he's the worst. He was a winner of the London Gold Cup at Newbury over the 2,000 metres prior to arriving. Carrying Generation won course and distance 2 starts ago, Jenny, but was on the back foot and never really got involved last start.
No, he's pretty dour, this horse, but you know he will get the distance. So if he's within striking range, he could give you a pretty good run for your money. He's beautifully behaved. He's a very strong, well put together horse, and he does walk out cleanly. There is nothing wrong with him if you fancy him.
Number 12, Elliptical, is the outsider for the Derby. Did have some good form in Australia before he got here, but he hasn't really brought it to Hong Kong at this stage.
No, he's been extremely disappointing considering his record from Australia. So he was able to run fourth in the Rosehill Guineas, this guy, but we haven't seen a great deal from him in 5 starts. He is quiet. He's not overly tall. He's neat. He's healthy. He continues to walk out well. There is nothing wrong with him physically. So if he was to just all of a sudden improve, wouldn't absolutely shock the way he presents.
He arguably brought some of the better 4-year-old form towards Hong Kong prior to arriving, but just has not fronted up at all. On we go to Simple Hedge. 2 starts, course and distance. Jenny, for 2 placings, could he be a knockout here at 54-1?
Well, he's in the hands of John Size, so of course he could. He's more than capable, John, of getting these Derby winners on the board. Now, he's got 3 runners, and this is one of them. He has had synthetic hooves. I'm just querying a little bit about how he's walking in front. He's just not 100% smooth, so he's going to need a little loosen up in that area. Other than that, everything else is good.
And the bottom one, Star Mac, drawn nice in barrier 1. He's run 3rd and 4th, running on both times in the 2 lead-up races.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's really caught the eye. Now, he is a very strong-bodied horse. He does walk out freely. He's behaving himself well with the 2 handlers, slightly warm, as they all are, but free in his action and really healthy. So he looks good. He's very strong.
Okay, that is number 14, and that, of course, is Star Mac. Best turned out horses, Massive for Sovereign. Race number 7, Massive Sovereign is the best turned out horse. You can see the Mafu collecting the spoils there on screen. So the favourite has been judged as the best turned out horse. Let's head over to Nick Child. He's standing by with the trainer John Size, who's got 3 in this year's BMW Hong Kong Derby.
Yes, thank you very much, Tom, indeed. And I suppose the trainer that really does hold all the aces here is John Size. 3 runners in the race. And, John, well, let's start with perhaps the most high-profile one at this stage. That is Helios Express. He's won both the mile and the cup. He's had a little bit of an interrupted preparation, but how is he now?
Seems okay. I mean, you'd much rather that he didn't have a couple of days off, but he has, and we'll have to live with it. Just hoping that he can relax in the first bend and try and save some energy for the finish.
Has he shown you, John, in training that perhaps he is just beginning to settle down and relax that bit more? I guess race day is different perhaps to track work.
Yeah, of course, it's completely different. And the start today is in front of the grandstand. That probably won't help. But I think he's just got to try and get him quietly immediately, and so he can finish the race off.
Spoke to his owner, Andy Young, at the barrier draw. I guess little you can do about that. It is luck of the draw, and being out there is where he's ended up.
Of course. I mean, the race has been won plenty of times from horses drawn badly. But, for this horse, it's very awkward.
Your other runner, or another one of your runners, is Ensued, of course. He looks a real no-nonsense horse, John, and it looks as if this trip will bring out the best in him.
Yeah, he's a very straightforward horse. He's got a lovely temperament. He's easy to do anything with. He is a stayer. He's going to appreciate the 2,000 metres. And he probably can be in a forward position. He might be up there running in the first 5.
Obviously, you and Ryan have teamed up for a derby. I imagine he was full of praise after his run in the Classic Cup.
He thought he ran well. I mean, he's sort of lost a little bit for acceleration. That's the chink in his armour. He can't accelerate, but the horses that are quicker in the finish are going to get him down. But anyway, we put himself in the race and see what happens.
Your final runner, John, joining that pair will be Simple Hedge. Now, he's a big price. He's the outsider of your trio, but he's run very well over this trip on a couple of occasions. What more can you tell us about him? I guess this is certainly a step up for him, but he's a nice horse.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse, but as you say, his rating's not very high. He's only on 76, which is a bit low for this sort of race, but we're hoping he can grab some prize money.
John, a special race always. You've got a great record in it. I guess to win it for a 4th time would be incredibly special for you and everyone involved.
Of course, yeah. We look forward to the race and see what happens.
John, very best of luck and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you to John Size for providing his time to us here as we count down to the BMW Hong Kong Derby. Jenny, a lot of anticipation here. There's Donnie Yin. He's about to rev the crowd up here at Sha Tin. Who makes it into the top 4?
I've got to put the 7 on top. He paraded so well, Massive Sovereign. He's just got a great attitude. He's a really nice type. As we see Donnie rev the crowd up there for the Derby. I've got to have him on top. He goes on top of number 9, Speed Dragon. Now, he's going to be a little bit of a query over the distance, this horse, but he paraded beautifully, so he makes it in. The 6, Chang Chang Glory, there he is on screen. He's a lovely athletic-looking horse. He's got a bit of size and scope about him. He looks extremely fit. He makes it in. And then the 3, Helene Feeling, whose best form has been at the Valley. But he has won over the 1600 here. I thought he paraded really nicely. He's always been a nice type, and he looks good. James McDonald to ride there. So a few roughies. And my long shot is that horse on screen, number 14. Now, he's really strong, Star Mac. And I think from gate 1, he's just going to get a nice run. He'll need luck in the straight because he's a back runner, but he would have been next best. So 7, 9, 6 and 3 for me.
We're counting down to a start for the 2024 BMW Hong Kong Derby. Let's head up to the commentary box. Mark, your thoughts here on the Derby with the favourite, Massive Sovereign at 3.4.
He was so dominant, Tom, at his Hong Kong debut, as we saw, and he just ran away from them. And at 3.4 and 1.6, the bounce factor, if it doesn't come into play second up, he is a massive chance of winning the BMW Hong Kong Derby in around 3 minutes' time. So 7 goes on top to beat number 5, Ensued. He'll appreciate going to the 2,000 metres. He looked gone in the Classic Cup at the top of the straight, but the further they went, the better he looked. He rallied in the straight, and he came back to run third behind Helios Express. The 2 has to go in. He's won the first 2 legs. He's drawn barrier 13. It will take something special from Hugh, but we know what a great rider Hugh Bowman is. John Size, a master trainer, he is too. First look at 2,000 metres, and he's trying to join a couple of others in Golden 60 and Rapid Dragon for the clean sweep of the 4-year-olds. And Galaxy Patch, Paul can't leave him out because every time Pierre's put something to him, he's answered with a yes. So from 1,400 to 2,000 metres, this would be some story if he wins the Derby. But he's a horse with immense ability. 7, 5, 2, 1.
I went with the 6 on top here. Chang Cheng Glory at 14s. This horse, I think, will be in front. He'll be out of trouble. And if it is a messy run race, he's going to be the one that's going to benefit. So I thought he could lead all the way. So he's on top the 6. Massive Sovereign created a massive impression when winning on his debut run here in Hong Kong. And if he reproduces that in this, then he's going to take all sorts of beating. Chil Chibi in there for 3rd. And now he's a horse that we know the distance won't be a problem. He's drawn nicely in 3. And then the 5 Ensued. If anything goes wrong with the other the favoured runners, he's a real stayer, this horse. So he'll be right there at the finish. 6, 7, 4 and 5 for me.
Yeah, I've gone with 4 here. Chil Chibi made him my value runner this afternoon. 9.5 and 3.1. The son of rode here. He was wide early. He jumped so well, and they dragged him all the way back. But he did relax in that run. I don't think they need to be as far back with him here this afternoon. And from barrier 3, hopefully he's not as far back. I do agree he's ridden better off the pace, but I don't think they need to be all the way back towards the end of the field here. So Chil Chibi to beat 7 Massive Sovereign. Lot to like about his win. He did it so well. The time wasn't flash, but they weren't running at times. He's got to improve again here, I think, to step up from barrier number 10. He'll be looking for some pace on. Unbelievable. I didn't think his run was the worst last time out. And throwing in Chang Cheng Glory, he'll be trying to dictate off the front. 4, 7, 10 and 6. You can see a big crowd here at Sha Tin. Nick's best bet this afternoon is Ensued for Ryan Moore and John Size, drawn barrier number 12. 3 times the started course and distance for a couple of wins and a placing. Nick with 5, 2, 7 and 13. 5, 2, 7 and 13. A recap, Jenny, of your numbers from the parade.
Yeah, look, he was voted the best turned out, and that's exactly how he looked. Number 7, Massive Sovereign. More than impressive on debut over the 2,000 metres with Zach. He settled beautifully. He got to the line really strongly, and there looked to be a bit in reserve. He looks pretty classy, and he certainly looked classy in the parade. He goes on top of number 9, Speed Dragon. My little concern would be whether or not he can get a strong 2,000, but he's a really nice scopy type of horse. He's got plenty of strength and he's really fluent. So he goes in. The 6, Chang Cheng Glory, likely to be up there on the speed. If things go well for him, he could give you a really good sight, as he did last time. And I thought the 3 was next best. That's Helene Feeling. So I'm not sure whether or not he's quite up to it, particularly from gate 11, but at least he's got J-Mac to offset that. So 7, 9, 6 and 3. And my long shot, is the 14. He got a bit warm by the looks of things behind the gates there. Very strong-bodied horse, and from gate 1, he should just tuck in on the fence there. He'll be slow out, but if things go his way and there's a bit of pace on, he'll be finishing off very, very strongly.
Well, now here comes the money, Paul, for Galaxy Patch. What a weekend it would be for Blake Shin to take out a Hong Kong Derby after winning his 2nd Golden Slipper yesterday.
Yeah, look, and he's been back right through exotics as well, Galaxy Patch, and he's now to 8.8. So that's where the late money's coming. It's seriously about the top one. The distance obviously is the little query, but he's probably the best horse in the race that we've seen so far, and a really good placing there in the Group 1 last start. But he's now into 8.7. Massive Sovereign is the favourite. As far as the play is concerned, there's a couple of best bets and a best bet and a couple of long shots in here. So thought box them up in a test. Chil Chibi, Ensued, Massive Sovereign, the favourite, and also Star Mac, 4, 5, 7 and 14. But it could go either way. Any way this race is wide open. And Galaxy Patch, currently the one that's being back late.
Do you think, Jenny, maybe they could be a bit further forward with Young Generation this time because they wouldn't want him to get back like they did last time out because too far out, he just can't make that ground up. But when he won over the 2,000 metres, he was a lot closer. He's drawn barrier number 4 here, as we see Tony Speechley, the starter, on the rostrum.
Well, the key to him is jumping well. He has missed it a few times, so if he is able to jump well from that barrier, yes, he could possibly be a little bit closer.
Beauty Crescent, Paul, he's from a stable where they like them to go forward. So, but you were sort of maybe of the opinion that he might not be up on the pace here with Chang Cheng Glory?
No, look, I thought he could tuck in behind. He did lead last time, and he stayed on really well, to be fair, for 5th, and he did set up some reasonable sectionals. But I just wonder if he'll be better with a little bit of cover. And Chang Cheng Glory, we know he can be a strong front runner as well.
You can see they are moving in. The favourite here for the BMW Hong Kong Derby is Massive Sovereign for Zach Purton at 3.5. All the history is against him here. He's second up this afternoon off a very impressive win first up. There's a lot of late money for Galaxy Patch at 8.5, and there's also money for Helene Feeling, James McDonald, who's now 22 to 1. It's the final leg of the 4-year-old series in Hong Kong. Which 4-year-old is going to shoot for once in a lifetime glory? It is the BMW Hong Kong Derby with race caller Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Tom. And there's 2 to load down there at the 2,000 metre mark in front of a big crowd and a support crew also for Massive Sovereign. Last one's in. Ready for the Derby. Racing. Unbelievable missed the start. Massive Sovereign in the last 3 or 4 out of the gates, and Helios Express and Galaxy Patch from their wide draws are going to drag back. Young Generation goes forward around Elliptical, and Cheng Cheng Glory going up wider out, wider again, Helene Feeling, and widest of all is ensued from Star Mac on the inside of Chilchibi. Then came Beauty Crescent. He's just a bit keen going up the side the first time from Simple Hedge. Speed Dragon around Unbelievable from Massive Sovereign. Helios Express second last, and 3 lengths away last of all Galaxy Patch. So the 3 fancied runners have all gone to be in the last 3 spots as Young Generation with 1,300 metres to go. He's the leader. He's a length and a half clear. Cheng Cheng Glory second. No great pace on. Elliptical third. Helene Feeling dropped in 4th. Ensued doing it tough 3 wide, but he did go 3 wide on debut in Hong Kong and won. Star Max on the rail. He's inside of Chilchibi from Beauty Crescent. He's working up 3 wide on the back of Ensued. Then came Unbelievable. Speed Dragon next from Helios Express. There's ground to be saved on the rail, and Bowman's picked off a few down there too. Massive Sovereign, Simple Hedge next, and Galaxy Patch last as Young Generation ups it coming off the back. And he put 3 lengths on the Mazzini. He's going to make it a true Catch Me If You Can staying test from here. He's 4 in front of Cheng Cheng Glory, hard ridden. Then came Elliptical. Next to Lane Feeling. 3 lengths away, Chilchibi, Star Mac. And then came Ensued. He has a big, big lead in the Derby. It's Young Generation. 6 lengths in front over Cheng Cheng Glory, then Helene Feeling. Massive Sovereign clears traffic now. He has 7 lengths to make up. It's been a dashing ride by Atzani. It's Young Generation. Massive Sovereign, he's 2 lengths away. Young Generation, Massive Sovereign, Galaxy Patch, Sovereign, Massive Sovereign, he wins it. Massive Sovereign for Zach Purton, and Dinnership win the Derby from Galaxy Patch and Young Generation. Then came Chilchibi, Unbelievable. Next in Speed Dragon, Helene Feeling, Helios Express, Cheng Cheng Glory, Star Mac. Next in Elliptical, Simple Hedge, Beauty Crescent, and Ensued. Massive Sovereign, Zach Purton and Dinnership in a thrilling Derby. 4.4 and 1.8. Galaxy Patch, Blake Shin at 2.6, and Young Generation, Andrea Atzani, a return of 7.8. 2 starts, both 2,000 metres for 2 wins. Sovereign, Massive Sovereign wins the Derby for BMW. They were massive performances too, the pair of them. They've come from miles back. Andrea Atzani rode an amazing race on Young Generation, no doubt knowing the big guns were miles back in the field. And if they were good enough to beat him, so be it. But he gave his horse, and he got the jockey cam on. That'll be a sight when they start to get in the straight. Chilchibi's got another great race for 4th, but there they are. The Massive Sovereign support crew. It's a neck and neck. 159.85. They're inside standard. 7-1, 11 and 5. It's been a great derby. It belongs. Now they're off. And missing the start, Bravehearts by about 3 lengths. Majestic Victory goes forward. Friend with pace out wide. Down nearer to the rail is Holy Lake with Enigma between runners and Sweet Encounter 5th, looking to slot in behind them. And then came Beauty Live and Columbus County from CP Brave. Next is Nicholson Returns from Bravehearts, and 3 wide is Packing Hurricane. The Best Peach dragging back from his wide draw. And 3 lengths away last of all, Natural Storm under a ride, but that's just pretty normal for him. Up front, Frantank staying in the middle of the track in the back stretch, and he leads over Enigma, and Majestic Victory between them is 3rd. Holy Lake having a good trip 4th, and Sweet Encounter wide of 5th. Then came Beauty Live and Columbus County from CP Brave. Packing Hurricane and Bravehearts, who's down on the rail. A length away is Nicholson Returns from the Best Peach, and Natural Storm is last on the inside. Frantank was on the inside fence well before the first bend. And with 800 metres left to go, he's out by 3 lengths on Enigma. Running 3rd is Majestic Victory. Sweet Encounter left in the open, 3 wide 4th. Holy Lake the fence, Pink Blinkers. A length away next is Beauty Live from Columbus County, Packing Hurricane. And then came CP Brave, Bravehearts, the Best Peach, Nicholson Returns, and Natural Storm as they bunch up coming to the turn. Frantank aiming for back-to-back victories, leads it by 2. Holy Lake is going to leave the rail right now to come after him. Sweet Encounter still there. Then Packing Hurricane, the Best Peach wider out from CP Brave. Frantank is the leader. A length over Holy Lake, Sweet Encounter, and the Best Peach is coming at them fast. Then came CP Brave. It is Frantank, headed off by the Best Peach. Holy Lake, he's run to 2nd. CP Brave, he's into 3rd, will get close to 2nd, but the Best Peach is just peaches. The Best Peach, CP Brave, Holy Lake and Frantank. Then Nicholson Returns. Next in Natural Storm, Bravehearts, Packing Hurricane, Columbus County, Beauty Live, and then came Majestic Victory, Sweet Encounter, and Enigma. The Best Peach, Karis Teton, Tony Cruz, 7.7 and 2.5 has won the 9th. CP Brave, number 2, 2nd. James McDonald at 2 a place, and 11, Holy Lake 3rd. Andrea Etzini at 2 a place. Frantank has run 4th. He sat back, which the Best Peach normally does. Karis dragged him back from 10 just to slot over closer to the rail. Save for 1 run at them, and with 135 pounds on his back, he has been too good in this extended rating Class 3, and the numbers are in the frame. 1, 2, 11 and 9. The winner's time is 147.22. So with this lightning, Karis Teton looking to ride the last 2 winners. Off. And it's a good line out too. Saquin with his early speeds going forward, as is Aero Invincible. Right there too is Big Red. He's poking up in the centre. Patch of Thetta's right there on the rail from Fun Together. Then came Good Luck Win. And against the inside Simba from Green and White Kaima. Next is Magnificent 9. The centre Righteous Arian, the rail Sunstrider. And the last 2, Amazing Victory and also Smiling Time. Saquin across to lead over Aero Invincible on the outside 2nd. Big Red 3rd. Patch of Theta, good run the rail. 3 widers Fun Together, and a length and a half Simba from Good Luck Win. 3 widers Green and White from Kaima, and wider Magnificent 9. Sunstriders against the fence, and the last trio, Righteous Arian, Amazing Victory and Smiling Time, a couple off last of all. Saquin is the pilot, 500 to go. To his outside Aero Invincible, 3 wide Fun Together, Patch of Theta 4th. Then came Big Red, Green and White, and next is Magnificent 9. Saquin, half a length Aero Invincible. Patch of Theta diving back to the inside rail. Fun Together still going well. Green and White joins in. Magnificent 9. Here's a go. Fun Together, Green and White. Patch of Theta's on the inside. Righteous Arian wider out. It's Patch of Theta in front of Green and White. Magnificent 9 and Patch of Theta gives Karis the last 2. Patch of Theta from either Green and White or Magnificent 9. Then came Righteous Arian, Fun Together, and Sunstrider was smoking home. So too Amazing Victory. Then came Simba, Kaima, Aero Invincible, Saquin, and Big Red and Smiling Time and Good Luck Win. Patch of Theta, Karis Teton wins the last off at 2.5 and 1.2. Who runs 2nd? The 2, Green and White at 2.6, just in front of Magnificent 9, the 5 at 2.5. Now on 2 from 6, unbeaten over 1,400 metres. And he's been able to sneak up the inside Karis. He rode the Best Peach to victory in race number 9. And Drifting up to 2.5 with the money that came for Aero Invincible. He was disappointing. He's beaten a consistent green and white who's